Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to my very first episode of Guy in the Attic. Now, if you're wondering why I called my channel Guy in the Attic, well, it's because I'm shooting in the attic currently. Now, I'm working on a couple different projects, but I definitely wanted to get moving with this one, as there's been some delays with others. But yeah, I want the content that I create to be about anything and everything. So, looking forward to people's feedback. And today, for the first episode, we're doing a movie review for the movie Encanto. Or Encanto, depending on what your tolerance level is for other people's accents.
Our house, our casita, came to life with magic.
But one of the main reasons why I wanted to cover this film is because it didn't exactly meet expectations for Disney. Although it did reach number one in the box office, it needed to make about $400 million to break even. It earned around $206, $207 million roughly worldwide. Certainly sounds like a lot of money, but when you keep in mind all the marketing and all the expenses that go into promoting a family Disney film, it definitely fell short of that mark. Now, when I think about some of the reasons as to why the film didn't meet the expectations that Disney had, well, I'm not sure. Maybe the pandemic, less people going to the movies. However, other films, specifically superhero films, they do particularly well in theaters. More and more people are going to movie theaters as more and more people are getting vaccinated. So maybe it's less of a factor these days. As far as the film is concerned, the story has a good premise.
In this film, Mirabelle Madrigal, a member of the Madrigal family who does not have magical powers, must find out what is happening to save both her family and her home after the magic is in danger.
Historically, Colombia has had their struggles regarding politics and violence, and Disney, in their special way, covered it very lightly. There's a very, very sad moment in the film. I won't provide any spoilers, and just so everyone's aware, I will try to be as clear as possible should I ever do a video with spoilers. Now, there's a scene that's very, very sad in the movie. I'm kind of a tearjerker, and kind of reminds me of the scene where Bambi's mother dies. We all know what happens. It's easy to understand what happens to Bambi's mother, but they don't show it. So that kind of reminded me a little bit about that.
The visual effects in this film are beautiful. The colors are vibrant, and I just love the way the facial features look in the movie. Just absolutely great effects. Lin-Manuel Miranda contributed some original songs to the movie, and I'd have to say, my favorite song in the movie was Surface Pressure, the song dedicated to Luis's character. I thought it was really catchy. The only negatives I would say about the movie are that the storytelling is a little too linear, especially in the second act. Once we get the gist of what the objective is, it kind of takes a bit to pick up, but it certainly does by the end of the second act. Lastly, I would say that the only thing I would kind of change, maybe a little bit, is that the movie primarily takes place in one location, in the house. Now, that might be a little nitpicky, but I don't know, maybe some people might want to see some other scenes in different settings.
Now, as far as how I want to rate films, I don't want it to be taken too seriously. The number one reason is because I'm not a fan of film bashing. That's not something I want to be a part of. However, if someone who creates content online reviews movies, and if they're fortunate enough to have a fan base to refer to their videos before they watch these movies or after, whatever order they choose to watch these movies and reviews, I think it's important that they get some good information so that they can make the decision whether or not they want to see the film, or if they just want to see somebody else's perspective on the film. Now, I've created a kind of a silly measuring system called the Chava meter, and simple ratings all the way from excellent to bad. And for this film, I'm going to give it a good score. But don't take my word for it. As this is a family film, I know the perfect person to ask their opinion on it. My daughter Avery, she also has her own YouTube channel called Avery's World. So let's check in with her right now and see what she thinks of the movie.
Hello, my name is Avery. As my YouTube channel, Avery's World, link in the description. And this is what I think about the movie Encanto. I really love the movie. I love the colors, how they do the facial expressions, and the storyline. I love everything about it. The thing that I don't like about it is the sad parts, because I don't like any other part of the movie, because I love the movie and I don't like sad parts. So, yeah. That's what I think about the movie. 10 out of 10. Bye.
You heard it first, folks. My baby cute. Thank you so much for tuning into my first episode of Guy in the Attic. And I'm looking forward to getting feedback. With that said, keep in mind, constructive feedback is valuable, but hate, that's cheap. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope to see you next time.
All right, if everyone can hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.